What's up, everybody? Hope all y'all are having a great day. I'm Anthony. On today's video, I got a really good one for you. Today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you should be growing your own blueberries. So stay tuned. That's right, today we are talking all about blueberries and 5 reasons why you should definitely be growing them on your property. So let's go ahead and just get into it. Alrighty, so number 1, first and foremost, blueberries are native to the Americas. So if you're watching this video and you live in the Americas, congratulations, blueberries are native to your region. There is a blueberry for every single type of climate here in North America, and you will definitely be able to find one if you just go looking for them. Now, why is that important? Well, check this out. Apples, pears, peaches, they all come from Eurasia and Europe and, even like the Middle East. But blueberries come from the Americas. They were from here. So when it comes down to actually having to spray, fertilize, all this crazy stuff, you don't really have to do any of that as long as you find the right cultivar for your region. When it comes to apples, I have all 3, apples, peaches, pears. They can kind of get a little finicky when it comes down to which selection you have to choose to even grow in your area. Apples, for instance, have a really big problem with fire blight, and if you have cedars like I do, you have to pick the right variety or else you're not going to get any apples because it's going to die from fire blight. So that's something you really got to pay attention to. So if you have a plant like blueberries that's native to the area, congratulations. They're already accustomed to all the problems. They're already accustomed to all the pests. So really all you got to do is plant it and let it grow. And one more thing, if you're in an area like me in the Southeast or in the Pacific Northwest, congratulations, it's even easier for you because you don't have to worry about prepping your soil. Areas like I live in the Southeast, get a lot of rainfall. When you have a lot of rainfall, it leaches out all the alkalis in the soil, which means you have naturally acidic soil. If you have a lot of pine trees around or a lot of oak trees around, you also have naturally acidic soil. Well, guess what you can grow that likes naturally acidic soil? Blueberries. So you don't have to worry about liming the area before you plant. I know if you've ever had to plant like a deer plot, or you're doing like a whole big row, a bunch of row crops of corn or whatever, you have to usually put down lime to try to base out the soil so you can get a crop. Well, guess what? You don't have to do that if you grow these because they naturally already like it acidic. That brings me on to number 2. The number 2 reason why you should be growing blueberries is they are naturally very high in vitamin C. Yes, vitamin C is extremely important for your body. If you don't get it, you're obviously going to suffer from things like scurvy, but you're also going to start noticing a problem with reproducing cells. Okay, that's the whole purpose of having vitamin C. It gives you the ability to repair tissues and cells as they degrade. So when it comes down to even walking outside and letting the sun bake you, give you a tan, well, guess what? You are damaging your cells, and the vitamin C helps you repair those cells. So basic stuff is what vitamin C does. It replaces tissue that you need to survive. It's also crucial for your immune system. So if you don't have enough, you're in trouble. So by having a plant that you can put outside that gives you gobs of vitamin C, it's only a plus. That's why it makes this list. Number 3, blueberries are very high in anthocyanins. That's right, crazy word, right? Anthocyanins. This is one of those words, when I used to read it in my nutrition classes, I used to sit there and pronounce it differently because I hadn't really sounded it out. It's just like a big, long, stupid word. But it is very important, and let me tell you why. Anthocyanins are water-soluble flavonoids that are usually found in fruits and vegetables. They're usually going to be associated with anything in the color blue, red, or purple. It helps reverse things like age-related brain degradation, okay? I'm not going to say it's going to sit there and fix Alzheimer's and things like that, but as you naturally age, your thought process might take a little bit longer, your ability to recall certain memories might take longer. Well, anthocyanins help reverse that. They're also really good for your circulatory system. They're very anti-inflammatory, and they're even anti-cancer to some kinds of cancers. So if you're looking for a too long didn't read part of this section, check it out. These things have anthocyanins. You want them, go ahead and eat some blueberries. You're going to get them. Okay, so number 4, blueberries are perennials. Now, I'm sure some of y'all are probably like, okay, whatever, but you only have to plant them one time. That's what's so good about perennials. And they live for a very long time, okay? This plant right here is about 9 years old, and look at how much production I'm getting. So that's why I've been putting blueberries all over the property. Not only can I plant them literally one time and get crop year after year after year, but also when I plant them after that first time, I get increasing crops year after year after year. So I remember this plant right here, I would get a handful of blueberries. Now, I have a handful of blueberries on each branch. So this is one of those things where if you are looking for a investment that's going to pay dividends every single year, you need to check out some blueberries. Brings me to number 5. The number 5 reason why you should be growing these on your own property is very simple. blueberries are freaking expensive. So I don't know if you've been paying attention. I'm sure you have if you have any kind of, budget. You go to the grocery store and you go to, buy things that you normally buy. And over the past 4 years, we've seen almost a doubling of most of the prices in the grocery store. Fruits are no exception. If you have little kids especially, you know how expensive it can be to try to buy fruits. Well, my child, I'm sure a lot of people have other child, just like mine, that prefer eating berries and fruits a lot and often. So it can kind of hurt your wallet if you have to buy that stuff all the time. Not to mention you have to worry about what's being sprayed on them, pesticides, herbicides, all that stuff. When you plant your own, you don't have to worry about being sprayed. These are organic. And look, this whole plant is loaded down. I'm probably going to get somewhere close to a gallon of blueberries just from this one bush. And I still have 9 more. So you can imagine that as long as I beat the birds, I'm going to get a pretty big crop of blueberries. And that's the whole point of it. I can get these, I can either dehydrate them or I can freeze them, and I got blueberries for a good chunk of the year. So I can still make my blueberry muffins, waffles or pancakes, anything with blueberry in it, or I can just take them out, let them thaw, and then give them to my child and she'll go nuts. So this is one of the things that I'm sure you don't need to know this, but blueberries are expensive. So if you can grow your own, you're helping your wallet a lot. Before I end the video, I got to go ahead and make sure I mention one thing, because I don't want to make it paint a picture that this is like an amazing crop, that you're not going to have any problems with it, because you might have one big pest. And I say big pest because it's an annoying one, and that's birds. Obviously I said it a little earlier, but birds are going to definitely pick your bushes clean if you give them the opportunity. The whole purpose of what I do is I like to spread mine around the property, because it seems like every single time I get birds coming through, they only find 1 out of the 4 bunches on the property. So if I have 2 over here, 5 right here, 2 in here, and 3 over there, well, guess what? The birds usually focus on 1 of the bunches, so I still have 3 left. And if you can do that, if you have enough space to be able to do that, then congratulations. You don't have to worry about putting a whole bunch of bird netting over it to miss all your stuff. Not to mention that you have cats. So, the cats kind of are a deterrent. And you could also get like a piece of rubber tubing and wrap it around. I've done it before actually. And wrap it around your branches to try to imitate a snake, so birds won't land on it. So yes, birds are going to be a big issue, and so are leaf hoppers. But leaf hopping, well, not leaf hoppers, what are they called? Leaf-footed bugs. They're on the fruits all the time, but they don't do any damage to the fruits like they do with tomatoes. They're just there, and I just flick them off. So that's the only problems you're really going to have with blueberries. So I highly suggest, if you live in an area, especially like mine in the southeast, you look into growing these things. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. If you learned anything at all, please do me a humongous favor and give this video a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you are not, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, all right?